Okay, you guys, I'm going to do my best to walk you through the time management project. I've asked you to uh, use a particular type of planner for a full week. This is an online type of support system that I'm using to help you in case you might have missed the instructions in class for whatever reason. We have a student, we'll call her Mary, and Mary is going to work on her time management by plotting out the activities that she has with school and with work. So right now she's taking 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday. She starts at 9:45 and then she goes until 3:20. So what I've done on the calendar that I gave you is I went ahead and marked it out over here. And over here, I block it out. You want to block out those things that are especially important to you. So Mary has blocked out her 2 classes. The next thing she has is work. So what she does here is she blocks out all of the time that she works. She works on Tuesday from 11 to 4, and you'll see that she blocked that out. She may want to do that in a separate color if she's a visual learner, and then she marks it out down here. So you want to go to your planner, you want to mark out those things or block out those things that are really important to you. Let's see, right here, she has a dentist appointment on Tuesday. I've already blocked that out for her as well. I might want to go ahead and highlight that because you don't want to miss appointments, because if you do, they charge you for those. So be sure not to miss those appointments. She does have a wedding on Saturday at 7. So I'm looking, that's going to be kind of a time crunch for her. But I'm going to type in wedding. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the time because it's hard to see right there. 7 o'clock. We're going to assume that she's busy for the rest of the evening after that. And then she needs to go ahead and make a hair appointment because she hasn't had her hair cut. When we did this in class, most of the students agreed that she should probably go ahead and do that hair appointment right here. So we type that in, and I'm putting in the times just because it's kind of hard to read. She gets a nice new haircut and a do, then that'll really help her on Saturday for that wedding. So then we have our EDUC projects. These are just the projects that we've had recently. This might change depending on where you're at within the class and at what time that you view this. So we're going to assume today is October 9th on a Wednesday for the sake of this video introduction. So her resume planner is due on Wednesday the 9th. You probably don't want to write that up here on the calendar. I mean, you can if you want to. It's totally up to you. But all she has a resume or the resume planner. So all she has to do is either print it out or fill out that planner. So what you do is you write it down here in your to-do list. That will be a priority. So she's going to put that up here in the priorities. The other thing that we want to keep in mind is that it's due over here on Wednesday. So you really don't want to procrastinate that and leave it for Wednesday morning. You can do it Tuesday. I don't recommend that either since it's you want to give yourself time. So what I would do is go ahead and print that here on Monday. So what I did is I went ahead and wrote that in there as print resume. You don't want to put that off. You can print that at the library. That's why we decided as a class to put it on Monday. You're already up at school. If you don't have your printer, you can go to the library and have it printed, or you can go home that night and print it from your home computer. And then she has it ready. So after she prints the resume, she knows she needs to put it straight into her backpack. On Friday, she has her advisor visit. It needs to be completed at that time. She has not done that at this time, so she needs to get onto that appointment if she needs to make an appointment, or if she does not, then she'll go straight to the advising center. We're going to assume that she has an advisor where she has to make an appointment for the sake of this video. So what she's going to do is she's going to click on that advising link. She's going to do that on Monday, and hopefully she can get in on Wednesday right after her class and go run up to the advising office. For the advising appointment, I went ahead and put it up here where it's in the appointment section. It is not a to-do. It is an appointment where she needs to show up and show up on time. So that's why it goes up in the actual appointment schedule and is not a to-do. Now I'm looking at my EDUC calendar. It says time management calendar and to-do list. That's what we're doing right now. So you would just do that day to day. We're not going to worry about the budgeting project Nearpod on the 16th at this time. So let's see. One of the other things that she noticed when she was in class, on the Monday, the professor had told her, or I told her, that there were going to be pre-budgeting activities on Wednesday, October 9th. That is this day right here. So what I did is I denoted it with a star so that I can make sure absolutely that I'm in class for the entirety of the time, because that is going to be what we call a high point day. So on that day, she is going to absolutely make sure that that's a priority unless there's a quadrant 1 activity or an emergency going on. But that looks like that's it. No, that's not it. That is not everything we need to look at. The transfer paper and degree plan, the professor went ahead and moved that back. So she needs to really get on that appointment that she has for the transfer center. So down here, we need to go ahead and get that done on Monday. She needs to make an appointment for that center. So on Monday, she needs to add the to-do to make the appointment. Not all students need to go to the transfer center, but all of the students who are expecting to transfer do need to do that. What you need to do is look at your grades on the D2L. If it says make an appointment with the transfer center, then what you did is you told me that you wanted to transfer or that you might want to transfer. If you've decided I don't want to look at that at this time, then what you need to do is send me an email that says, I do not want to transfer at this time, and I will adjust that part of the grade. I'm going to assume that the transfer center is booked up for right now. The student has enough to do on Monday, Wednesday when they're on campus, so we'll assume that it would be on next week. So if the student was using the system, then they would add the transfer center appointment as an appointment for next week. I'm looking through the other EDUC projects, and the only thing that really stands out to me that the student might need to get a move on is that career interview. So they need to add that as well on their to-do list. Monday, it's just a few nitpicky things, so that really shouldn't be a problem. They have from 3-something on to get a lot of their work done. So I'm going to add on there to contact someone for the interview. That has been added now to the Monday to-do list. I think everything is done right now that the student has to do for EDUC. If they have extra time, they certainly can look at applying for a scholarship. The next thing, the student does have 3 classes, so they are taking an English class. The professor did take the essay that they're going to write, and the professor went ahead and piecemealed it out for the students and gave them deadlines to help the students. They're going to write a persuasive paper that was assigned here on Monday. They'll need to have a topic with 3 major points by Wednesday. What that means is they're going to have to pick a topic and then they will start their research. Research does take a little bit and the student may not get done with that by Monday, but they need 3 major points. So the student then would add that as well to Tuesday, because that will likely be a nice block of time. So I did add that for Tuesday. The student can do that either before work or after work. Then I'm looking at the English thing, and the rough draft is due the following Monday. This is not something you want to write in one night. That sets you up for failure. So they have to have their topic done right here. All they need to do is their topic. They'll have the advising appointment, but there isn't a whole lot to do after class. So since that student is on class, I would suggest that they go ahead and start writing that rough draft on Wednesday. I added that here on Wednesday, and then the student will want to come down to their to-do list on Thursday. They only work till 4 on Thursday, so before or after, they would want to continue to work on that rough draft. If for some reason they don't get that finished or they need more time, then they do have Friday. They kind of work a little late on Friday, but they can get that done in through here, in between the hair appointment or work, or they can move the hair appointment down right before work and then work on that rough draft there. They also have all day Sunday. I would not ever recommend that you start, finish that rough draft all on Sunday. That is not going to set you up for success. The student will then have it ready for Monday for the peer edits. And after that class, sometime on Monday in next week's calendar, I would suggest going to the writing center to make sure that they edit it as well, because in any instance, any kind of improvement that you can make on a paper is going to help you. Then the student has math. They have daily homework that's always due on the following class time. So this student they'll be assigned pages 214 to 216 in class on Monday. So they'll come back up here. They have a whole lot to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add it here on Monday. That's a lot of work. But if the student doesn't get done on Monday, they can just push it over to Tuesday. And then there's the math homework on Wednesday that will be due the following Monday. The student can look at their calendar if they need time. They're going to have class. The advising appointment may take 30 minutes to an hour, so that might make them kind of late. Writing that rough draft, it really will take a lot of time. So if they feel like that they need to, they can put it down here if they want to. I don't suggest necessarily waiting till Friday or Saturday to do that math work. They might need help with tutoring. So what I would recommend is that we go ahead and put it here, even though there is a lot of work, and that way they can move it over each day if necessary. So looking at the schedule and the to-do list from a bird's eye view right here, there's a whole lot to be done here on Monday. If the student can't get done, then they would just push it to the next day. When you are finished, what you want to do is come through here. As soon as you're done, like once you print that resume, you'll come through here and then you will strike it out, because what that does is it feels good and it gives you a thing of dopamine. The other thing that I would do is I would prioritize. I would do some of these easy things for sure, because making appointments is relatively easy. You need to start on that English here on Monday, so make that a priority because it does take time. And then if you're good at math, then you can actually push that over to Tuesday if you need to. And so I designated that as an arrow. I went ahead and marked off what the student did. They need to follow up with the interview, move their math, and continue to work on their research.